Creating a fictional universe in a hostile environment like Brazil isn't an easy task. From the outside, Brazil looks like a narco-state with precarious infrastructure, and in many ways it really is. But for anyone who wants to write, draw, or aim a bit higher, the biggest barrier isn't even physical, it's mental. I started creating a fictional universe using science fiction as the backdrop. I've wanted to do this for 9 years, but I didn't yet have the references or the background to pull it off. I've been working on this project for a year now. Instead of creating a plot first, I focused on building a universe capable of holding countless events. The story takes place in a futuristic world that is possible as far as possible, where the whole narrative isn't defined by some material cause, a specific technology, etc. In a way, is an anti-science fiction because the values of the characters, at least the protagonists, aren't shaped by corporation, the destruction of the atmosphere, the machine uprising, and so on. In the world I created, values are defined by how close or distant someone is from what is human. If in Blade Runner the question is what separates humans from inferior beings or even inanimate ones like machines, in my story the theme is the movement towards or away from what is human. In other words, humanization versus dehumanization. In cyberculture, dehumanization is represented by transhumanism, the pursuit of the superhuman, self-determination, and at its highest degree, self-deification, as well as the worship of a superior AI created consciousness. The provisional name I gave the web series is Exercise and Maxims of the Night Watch. I've narrated some non-central scenes in Portuguese on a playlist on my other channel and on my TikTok. My plan is to present the audience with a canonical animated scene that could be engaging and reach more people. A bit of the story I'm creating. There are mega corporations and authoritarian states. Authoritarian states are almost a pleonasm, uh, just like in our world. There's a lot of inequality, which is natural in any possible world. There is nature, there are animals, some places might have been damaged by bombs, but it didn't affect the world as a whole that much. In the technological groups, some people push transhumanism forward, advancing the degradation of the human being. In the original traditionalist groups, not the extremist fundamentalists one, there are people trying to rescue natural human thoughts before modernism drove everyone insane. And there are survivalist cells like the low techs from Johnny Mnemonic, except they make much more sense in the contexts they deal with: information, survivalism, protection from ministries of truth, historical rereading, psyops, cultural war, social engineering, etc. Within these survivalist cells, there is a group that goes beyond the gray zone, the black zone, night watch. They use the most talented individuals to prevent transhumanism from advancing and destroying human beings without natural fault. Even the low-tech would eventually degrade, being absorbed by corporations or becoming one themselves. So the main role of the Night Watch is to protect the traditionalist groups, which are the only cultural force opposing transhumanism in this world. Returning to the Brazil theme, in the expanded universe, no central story from the exercises. There is a typical favela-style dialogue that's so interrupted by violence. I will narrate a small censored excerpt. In an alley, late afternoon, two guys talk while leaning on a motorcycle. Marx. My mom flipped out because of the bike. Nietzsche. Didn't hear about it. Marx. You know how it is. Be Nietzsche on me to my sister, so yeah. Nietzsche. That messed it up. But here's the deal. There's no right or wrong, man. If you've got power, you've got a power. Everyone else just run after it, or they end up as statistic marks facts. Moral are for suckers who never starved. Here the name of the game is having credits. Gold chains, girls are around you. You feel me? The sharp whir of the motorcycle echoes. The sharp whir of the motorcycle echoes through the narrow corridor between shacks. The two riders log, lifting the front wheel when suddenly the masked rider speeds off, weaving through the alleys of the hills. Approaching home, he is greeted by the usual silence of the neighborhood. TV shows blasting, an evangelical service, forbidden funk, soccer games, all of it mixed together. If you want to follow the development of this universe, follow me here, and especially on TikTok, where I post more often. Thank you and see you soon.